Hey, what's up guys, Josh Boosters here and welcome back to another One Piece video. So, since the sim, or more like ranked, is including OP12 cards from like, I don't know, a few days on ago, I thought it would be time to do the first OP12 video, also since I think everybody's pretty bored of OP11. And I really like to start off each format by doing like one of these decklist plus gameplay videos on the leader I think is the coolest from the new set, which in this case is Kuzan. Why do I think Kuzan is the coolest? Because he is one of my favorite characters in the manga and anime. And also he is pretty cool because you get it, he has ice powers. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, just going to be showing off my decklist. This decklist is heavily inspired by like a Kuzan player that got top cut in Japan at like a 800 or 700 person tournament, and then I just like changed some things around and then started playing around with it a little bit. And I honestly think this deck is very good. However, it has like a horrible time into blue-purple Luffy. However, I do expect / hope that blue-purple Luffy will be significantly hit on the next ban list, and I really think if that happens, this deck should be pretty viable, because this is like what blue-purple Luffy should have been, I think, like a more balanced version of blue-purple Luffy. And you get to draw like a bazillion cards when you're playing this deck, which I think is a lot of fun. But yeah, we're going to be checking out the decklist and then showing like some gameplay videos against like the new Zoro deck, against Belo Betty, and what's the last one? I think the last one I got recorded is Green Yellow Law. So some pretty cool matchups, but yeah, let's just talk about the decklist real quick. Even though there's not that much to say, we're playing 4 copies of the Shigi, of course, because you just want to set up like your combo, which is dropping the Garb into either Kuzan or Sakazuki. And then we have this Sengoku, which usually you play on like your 3 or 4 Don turn, and then after that you never play it again. But it is very strong because it's like you discard a card and then you can add 2 cards with Navy type other than Sengoku from your deck to your hand, and then you can also draw a card by the leader effect. Let's just also go over the leader real quick in case you're not familiar. So this card says, when you trash cards from your hand due to your Navy card effects, you may draw an equal number of cards that were trashed due to that effect. And I actually thought this was once per turn, but it is not, so you can just like cycle your hand for like 3 cards sometimes, which is pretty crazy. Then we're playing this Hina. It's mostly a 2k, but it also shuts off a 4-cost blocker. I'm on 2-putting, but maybe I want to play more. This card is very degenerate though. I honestly kind of hope it gets banned. But for now it is very strong. I probably should play 3. And then I'm playing 3 Cavendish. It was in the list that I copied, but I'm not sure how I feel about this card. It's just more card cycle +1, which is nice, but it's not that good. And you don't get to draw since like Cavendish is not a Navy card from the leader, so I don't know. Then I'm playing Virgo. I also copied this from the topping list. And this card's actually pretty important because usually on your 5 Don play you don't really have anything to do, and this card's like pretty decent to put just to play down. Then for Tsugu, another 2k, but it also gets rid of one of your opponent's characters. Like if they have like just one big drop on the field, playing out this and then discarding 2 cards, make them bounce it and then draw 2 cards. Pretty sweet, but it doesn't really come that much in my experience. Then I'm playing like the full 12 2Ks. The last one is Zephyr, which I think is pretty cool character from the movie set. But yeah, unplay, trash 2 cards from your hand, and then activate menu, may trash this character, return up to one of your characters with a cost of 5 or less into the owner's hand. Or not your character, but a character. Yeah. Then with this Kuzan, that basically freezes a guy when you play it, and it's not like cost. The cost doesn't matter, so you can freeze like any character, which is pretty cool. Then Sakazuki draws 2 cards when you play it, so you draw so many cards in this deck. And then it says activate main once per turn, you may trash 1 card from your hand, give 1 rested Don to your leader or one of your characters. So it's pretty cool, like if it sticks to the field, you get like some additional Don to pressure your opponent a little bit. Then with this Garb, discard a card, play a Navy card with 8,000 power or less from your hand. So this is basically like Sanji, I guess, essentially. Then we have this card, which is Radical Beam, but you also get to cycle a card, and then some pretty familiar cards. I am testing these 3000 worlds right now just because I want some more removal options. I'm not sure if I will stick with this, but it's been okay. And then double Red Rock, double Gravity Blade. And Gravity Blade's extra nice because we can actually search it, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, that's the deck list, very straightforward. And you will see the deck also plays in a very straightforward way. So that means that like it's what I call like a fundamental deck. Like if your fundamentals are good, then you should be good at playing this deck. But yeah, enough rambling about the deck list. Let's go over to the gameplay, starting out with Belo Betty. Alright, hopping into the first one, which is the game against Belo Betty. And I really think this game is pretty funny, and you will see why at the end of the game. Or not, the game isn't funny, but like something I think is pretty funny happens. So yeah, he won the die roll, up to go second, and Belo Betty generally kind of gets phased out of the format next set because it has like a horrible time into Zoro, which in Japan was like a very popular deck. But it also gets some support, right? It gets the yellow Kuma specifically. Here I start out with the Shigi, and then I opt to swing with my Kuzan into their leader, because I'm just not scared of triggers, I guess. So I play the Sengoku, which is the perfect card to play on curve. Sadly, I don't really pick up like the best cards here with the double search, but we also do still get the draw, and I do pick up the Gravity Blade and the Tashigi here. So next turn potentially I can go like play Tashigi and the Cavendish alongside it because we will be on 5. But yeah, generally this is how like the early game of this deck plays out. He goes Ivankov into Sabo, so he doesn't have the Kagasu or something like a Lindbergh, which is pretty good for us. I opt to counter out because I don't want to get low on life rates against this deck. I really like just against something like Belo Betty countering out the low swings. And then also, because this deck generates like a lot of pluses anyway, I don't really feel bad countering out the early swings, even when I'm at 5 life. But I might like change the approach later on. I'm just like really discovering the deck still. So he goes Kuma, discard a card, heal, which is like a little bit annoying. But it is what it is. And the most annoying thing here is that the Kuma makes itself an 8 cost, so I can't get rid of it with the Gravity Blade on the next turn, because otherwise it would be very, very good to go Gravity Blade, get rid of like the Sabo and the Eva. And he plays the Karasu, which is like a little bit annoying, because now I'm gonna have to take like a lot of hits. So it makes me even happier that I countered the swing last turn. And then, yeah, I have to take... He takes a life, which I think is pretty good because he's very low on cards. I draw double brick, which is like a little bit annoying. So swing the Tashigi into the Belo Betty Searcher. Then just go 5 on the Sabo, I think. Because I don't want to play the Gravity Blade here, because I really want to play the Gravity Blade, get rid of the Kuma. So this turn I think I'm gonna opt to just go Kuzan, stun the Karasu, I think. And then next turn maybe go like Gravity Blade on the... What's his face? The Kuma. So he doesn't get the heal when I get rid of it. Because at this point I'm not really like in a game state where I really just want to go like crashing into face, right? Because my board's not very strong. I have like one 6k and one 8k beater, which isn't the best. And he finds like a second Karasu here with his 5 cost Ivankov, which is unfortunate. And he goes 6. I could counter out with this like 2k, 1k. I'm like, nah, I guess I'll just 2k, 1k later and then use the event for the Kuma swing. And this is cool, right? Like even in your opponent's turn you get to draw off of this. So now I can play like Pudding, give him 4 new cards, which is pretty good. Nah, just kidding. I swing 5 into the Ivankov. And now it's like I can go for life, or like at start of turn I could have gone for life, but I opt to just go for board because I'm not really in any... It doesn't look like I'm gonna die this turn, right? Draw some more cards with the Cavendish. And now I'm like, okay, I can swing 5 with the Sengoku, but I opt to just go Gravity Blade, get rid of both of the Karasu, and then play out the Tashigi. Here's another Ivankov, gets the Morley, which in OP11 isn't really played, I think, but I'm not sure if this is like a popular thing in OP11 or this guy is just creative deck builder. I don't know. 7, and now I get really pretty low on hand, which is it's not the end of the world. I mean, if we get to draw some more cards, I'll be able to play Kuzan again to stun one of his characters. So I feel like we're still not really in the danger zone. He does have like 3 done up though, so you can go for the event, which is which can be annoying. He gets the Kuma here from live trigger. Then he does the event. I'm like, yeah. Swing 8. Pitch a 2k, stun the Ivankov, draw 1 card. Yep. So now I need to be able to counter out of 2 attacks, and I have how much counter value do I have in hand? 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, 9,000. But he like top decks into the Kagasu, which is pretty strong. So now he will be able to go like 8, 8, 8. I think is probably his plan. And I actually hit the gravity blade, so now the game is just over easily. Because I already have enough counter to counter out of one of the 8s, right? And just go event 1k, draw a card. That's game. But like it wouldn't have mattered because and then this is funny, right? It wouldn't have mattered because I would have won anyway. But then this guy's like, ooh, nice trigger, which I think is pretty funny because he would have lost anyway, and also he's playing Belo Betty, so nice trigger, I guess. But yeah, let's move on to the next game. Okay, so I actually kind of lied in the intro because I accidentally deleted the videos of the other games I recorded, but it's fine. We got some new ones, and they are pretty cool as well. The first one is going to be Rayleigh. Yeah, let's check it out, since this will, I think, also be a pretty big meta contender coming into the format. So he opted to go second. I go first mulligan. I draw this hand, which is, it's sorta okay, I guess. Like, we don't really have anything to do for the first 2 turns. But we have Virgo on 5, Sakazuki on 7, like pretty decent. So yeah, just gonna be swinging 8 here. For the record, I'm not familiar with this matchup at all. This is literally the first time I have actually played it. But I do know it's like, you know, it spams like a bunch of small critters and then just attacks a bunch, just like New Age Zoro, basically, right? I hope I'm not offending like any diehard Red enthusiast by saying this, but I thought so. And you can't play any 5 cost or higher, which is pretty interesting. So he plays this Luffy, reviews 2 events. I'm not super familiar with like the Armament Haki or the Observation Haki cards at this point. I like a little bit now because I played this specific game. So like, okay, sure, he plays out the Sanji, swing 6. I'm like, yeah, I'll counter. We also saw me do this the last game. So let's just speed this up like a little bit. And here I'm like, okay, now I can play either the Virgo or I can go like 6 and play 3000 worlds. And I opt to go for the last one because that means that he will not be getting the draw of the Sanji. But it's hard, right? Because if I do play the Virgo now, I do have this sticking body that will deal with his Sanji and he gets to draw, but I do get to keep like the 7k body on the field. Even though it would get deleted or KO'd by, what's it called, Morgan as well. So I do think I stand by this decision here of not playing the Virgo. This game takes like a little bit longer because I'm like reading all the cards and stuff. Plays out the Brook. So he's going to be swinging 7 and then super big with the Luffy. Because he's going to boost it up. Yeah, swing 10, so. Maybe should have blocked the 7 in hindsight. And I'm like, okay, the Luffy, they stay 6. I did not know that. Actually, if there are 2 attached done on the field. So I'm like, okay, it's like a little bit annoying. Because I plan to play like Sakazuki, put it done on Kuzan, then swing 6 into the Luffy, but at this point, like, that doesn't really accomplish much. Like, okay, I'll play the Shigen. I actually was looking for the Gravity Blade, and I find it, which is pretty nice. That's something I really like about this deck. Like, really oftentimes, if you're like looking for a specific card, you are going to find it. Just because almost all of them are searchable. And you draw so many cards throughout the game, right? So now I think I just go swing 5, play out Kuzan, I would assume is my line here. But he actually opts to go for this. Okay, pitch a garb, draw a card. I draw the 1-cost event, the Radical Beam, which is very good. And I lock down the Luffy. Which again sets up for my next turn, because next turn I plan to go like Gravity Blade on both the Luffys. And I will be able to run over like the Brook and the Buggy. Hopefully. He actually misses here, so he doesn't find a body or an event, which is pretty crazy. And then he also misses on the Buggy, so getting very, very lucky here for sure. He shows 2 times the Conqueror's Haki, which is like the reduction event, the counter event. Boost the Buggy. At this point I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to counter, and my hand isn't really like fixed like I want it yet in a matchup like this. I still have like a lot of bricks in hand. He goes 7, I'm like, okay, I probably better counter this. And then he goes 5, I'm like, okay, I can still counter this, and then he goes 7-7, I think. So he puts me to 1 life with like a full field, which is pretty scary. Luckily, I do pick up like some pretty good defensive cards. Like a 2k and just a counter card. Not sure what I'm checking here. Like, okay, Tashigi swing into the Brook, because that Tashigi can't swing into the Buggy. I mean, she can, but she's slash, so that won't work. And now I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna pressure him a little bit, leave the Buggy on the field, and play out this this Gravity Blade to get rid of the Luffy, so he only keeps the Buggy on field. Maybe in hindsight I should have just swung my Kuzan into the Luffy and then Gravity Blade the Buggy as well. I'm not sure, to be honest. And I use the Divine Departure, which is pretty scary, because like Kuzan is really the only body I have on the field. So I would really like to keep that. And I don't really have a Garb for next turn either to go like put 2 big bodies on the field, so scary stuff. Then he goes 10. I mean, you can just go 10-10, so I'm like, okay, I'll take it, and then I'll just counter out with the next one. Just kind of reading if the events don't give like some kind of power boost or something, because again, I'm just not familiar. I'm like, if I counter this, I probably shouldn't counter this, because now if he doesn't go 10, he just plays a character, then this counter is way cheaper, right? So I counter out of this, I'm like, okay, now it is pretty scary, because I will need to draw like a bunch of defensive options. And then hopefully, I could have tried to go for game with the Tashigi as well, right? But didn't really see that working. Okay. There I think I'm checking how many of the 0-cost events are in there. I almost miss on getting a counter. I do find a 2k, and now I'm like, if he just goes 15k, then I should be safe, actually. Because I have 4k, 2k, 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 2k. So it's enough to counter out the 15k swing, which is nice. I just probably won't be able to survive the next turn, so like I just need to live through this turn, and then it should probably be fine. But you'll see my opponent plays Shaki. I don't know this card, I don't know what it does. I found out it adds like an event card or a Monkey D. Luffy. He finds Observation Haki, so he just gets to search a little bit more. Probably looking for something specific, but like honestly, I'm not sure what he would be looking for. It also seems like I didn't really see any rush characters in this guy's list. Maybe I just was lucky. Maybe they didn't play it, I really don't know. He goes for the Divine Departure there to kill my Sakazuki. And then swings 8, which is like... I can counter out with 1 card, right? Which I do. Pick up another 2k, so okay, now we just need to pick up another 2k and we can live, I think, the 15k swing. But I pick up the event, which is even better. And now I'm like, okay, I'll just go 10-12, and then if it doesn't work, that's fine. We just counter out with the 15k swing. The only thing I'm scared of at this point if he has like something like Makino something. It's really hard if you don't have any clue what cards are in a deck to play around it. But so he does this, and he counts out of it, which is like, yeah, what I figured. And now I just have to hope there's no like Makino shenanigans or something, and then I should probably live again. Because now if he goes like, I don't know, let's say he goes 7 with the Shaki, I go 2k, 2k, and then he goes 12, I go 4k, 2k, 2k, and we are fine. We have 2k left even. However, if he goes Makino here, I actually think we still make it, actually. But if it goes double Makino, we don't. Or like, what's it called? The Magra. Right, but I mean, that doesn't happen. I just get to do this and counter out with a bunch of 2Ks. So yeah, there you have it. We managed to beat Rayleigh during my first time playing against it. Alright, so the last game we are going to be showing, or we're looking at today, is actually going to be against Green Zoro. You literally wouldn't believe how much went wrong while I was recording this video. Not because of technical difficulties, but just because of me being actually brain dead. But it's fine, we got 3 games and we got them against some cool decks, and I do really want to show off the Zoro game, because it will be one of the most popular leaders from the new set for sure. And he picks up the Hodi event here with the Hiyori, and I actually kind of have to take the 6k swing, because I literally only had 1k counter, right? And here I play the Sengoku, I pick up the event and the Tashigi, keep one done open so I can play the Tashigi, and then I play the Tashigi, pick up a 2k. Yeah. So, a pretty nice setup, like potentially next turn I can just go play down the Kuzan, then I already have like an 8k beater, and if he plays down the Tashigi, which I think is pretty likely on this turn, then the Tashigi can swing either, which is pretty good. So I'm gonna take the 8, of course. Swing 5, because I'm just gonna be following up with the Kuzan. Go Kuzan, I pitch, I think, the Sakazuki, because I want to keep the Red Rock in hand in case he plays Mihawk. Yeah, just cycle some more cards. Now I finally have like a decent amount of counters, so I don't have to keep taking all the swings anymore. Which is nice, because I really don't think you want to be taking a lot of swings against a deck that can go like double 12k or something ridiculous like that at the end of the game. So he just swings 5 here, which is nice. We can counter that with the Virgo. Then actually goes 5 with the Perona, which is like a little bit annoying. Then he plays down the Zoro, which is fine. I just clean up the Perona, swing 5, and here I go like, okay, it would be nice if I could keep open my Dawn so I can start playing the event, but I do think establishing Garb here is a little bit stronger, because it means that we'll be able to provide like a little bit of pressure on the next turn. So I play the Kuzan here to stun the Tashigi, he plays down the Mihawk, and this is the reason why I kept a Red Rock in hand, right? So I can Red Rock the Mihawk. I just really have to hope he doesn't have the Tashigi. Like the, what is it, OP10 one? Or is it OP11? OP10, I think. The OP10 one. Yeah. Then there's a 9 into Kuzan. Like, oh, this is like actually a little bit annoying. But then he just goes 9 into leader, keep one Dawn open. Not really sure why, like what event he could be playing. Oh, of course, I do know, of course, it has to be the Paradise Waterfall. Which he does end up having, as you're gonna be able to see here, because I swing 8 into the Zoro, and I believe it goes like Paradise Waterfall 2k. I'm just like, okay. Then I'm like, then I figure, okay, I'm just gonna try to put him down to 0, go like 7, 8, 8. Which he actually all takes. And I have 2 Dawn open to hope to not die. But then I end up regretting it like a little bit doing this, because like, oh, I saw him at the Demonic Aura Ashura cards. So like, oh, on the first 7k swing, I really prefer to not do this because you lose like counter frame. I'm like, what if he just suddenly goes for the event to rest my Don, and then I just randomly die, which I think could have happened for sure, but he doesn't. So like, okay, I should probably be able to live this turn because I still have one of the event left, like double 2k, 1k, 1k, which is nice. And now there's like a couple of things that he could do. He could go like 11 twice, I think. The up to go 8 into Garb first, which I up to counter out because I'm like, I don't really think there's something that happens here where I die if I use the 1k counter on the Garb, and yeah, as you're gonna be seeing, it's just gonna reset the Zoro swing 11 like I said, and I mean, we can easily counter out of that, right? So this is gonna be the game. Really, if he played a blocker, I don't think it would have changed the outcome of the game that much because I had the Hina. That card is low-key pretty good. Because I had the Hina anyway, so yeah, here he just had missed defeat, right? He even had Hody as well, so was actually kind of scary. He also had double Tashigi, but I guess he didn't have the Tashigi the turn he played out the Mihawk. I'm not sure, to be honest, but yeah, we got there, and that's gonna be the end of the video. I've been busy making this video for way too long because just everything went absolutely wrong, but yeah, I do hope you enjoyed that Kuzan video. I will be doing some more Kuzan content in the upcoming format. I think I also want to do Kobe, I want to do Lucci, maybe Rayleigh as well. There's like a lot of decks I want to explore, so yeah, be on the lookout for that. Red Green Smoker, of course, because we are getting the Mihawk. Yeah, I think that's it. Leave a like, let me know what deck you from OP12 you would like to see the most. Subscribe if you haven't yet, and if you do, I'll see you in the next one.